seriously going to talk about some postural stuff, yeah? Because this stuff probably isn't going to cut it to make it consistent for you. So if you're talking about the way a spine works, I need it to be a little straighter, and we need it to be roughly at about sort of 40 degrees. You never need to remember that number, but it's going to be bent over a lot more, and you're going to be a lot straighter through there to give yourself some room to move. Because what will have to happen is this will have to zero out at some stage. Okay. Now with the spine, it's a little curve at the base and a little curve at the top, so that's fine. That's no problem. But I want it to be over a lot more, a little bit straighter through the thoracic spine through there, because you're going to start to move around too much. Okay, so as it starts to go back, you can start to see your melon move up. So if that moves up or down just a little, that's okay. But when it moves back and up and down and around, and there's too much going on. Okay, and that one you made contact with it, but you notice it's kind of off the ground there. Yep. So you're going to hit it halfway at the ball. And then at the end, you're a little off balance here. We want this foot to come around, yeah? Okay, so from the other screen, we get a bit of the same stuff going on. You see that first movement is up and off the golf ball. It's a little easier with this camera. These other cameras, the ones for the right-handers here are only sort of 60 frames per second. This one's 300 frames per second, so it's a little easier to see club faces and things like that. You can see yourself moving around there a bit.
Yeah.
So that changes the contact point with the ground too often, and it also changes the sweet spot, or you hitting it out of the centre of the golf club, if that makes sense. Yeah. So from my aspect, I want that to stay a little bit more stable than what it is. Once past collision, mate, you can do a pirouette for all I care. Doesn't really matter. Now, when we start talking about energy transfer into the golf club, see that club face there?
Yeah.
See how it's turned out? So what part of the golf club do you think that the balls come off to create that?
There.
Nope. Direct opposite. Right off the toe. So the outside of the golf club. So if you think about a golf club as a foot, so we talk about that being the toe of the golf club, that being the heel of the golf club, that being the sole, and then this one's just a face. Okay, so it's from that aspect. So when you hit it way off the edge of the golf club out there, that's called the toe of the golf club right out there, and it'll spin around in your hands and you won't transfer the energy quite as well. Okay, so you know there's some really cool things. I can't tell you how good that is. That's fantastic. I've got to keep that, but I've got to get you moving in the right direction with your body and how it works. Yeah. So as soon as we look at an address position that looks like that, and then moving around a bit, probably not as excited as what I'd like to be. It's an easy thing to change. You've got to work in front of a mirror and get that posture a little bit more effective, and you can start to look and see that it doesn't look as silly as what it feels, because it'll feel silly to start off with. Okay, does that make sense, mate?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.